For me, climbing is the finest sport there is. If I couldn't climb, something would be missing from my life. Your equipment is your companion to help you do specific things, like carabiners, climbing harness, and rope. But the most important connection is made by what you wear on your feet, your climbing shoe. The shoe is the difference between success and failure. I always wish that someday I would find a shoe that suits me, that suits my climbing style. I always really enjoyed climbing in the Quantum in the past. We've been working on modifying the shoe. We've only changed little things, but they improved the performance so very much that it's now a completely new shoe. When it comes to shoes, the deciding factor is that the sole has the right friction. C4 rubber more or less covers the largest range of temperatures. This means I can climb El Capitan in Yosemite Valley in direct sunlight, and the friction is still very high. Or I can boulder somewhere in the shade when the temperature's around 5 degrees, and the shoe still offers excellent friction. That's why for me, C4 rubber is not a compromise. First of all, it's about performance. I want to be able to stand on the smallest of holds and still have the feeling that I'm not going to slip. Comfort is also a big factor when you're wearing climbing shoes over a long period. If, for example, your feet are pinched in and getting abused, they get weak and lose strength, and, at some point or another, you can no longer stand the pressure. The new Quantum offers top performance, but you slip into the shoes and you feel really comfortable in them. The most important part of the shoe is the last. We departed from the old last because it was uncomfortable. Then we simply made it a bit broader at the side and formed the line of bend towards the big toe. And then we realized that this new shape was exactly the optimum solution. We changed the heel seat area to the extent that it simply fits better and that there's less play in the back. Now the shoe fits the climber's foot perfectly. We brought a bit more rigidity into the midsole, and this rigidity supports the climber to the effect that he or she can still stand well on small holds. Having integrated this midsole, we can now do without an extreme downturn. We reduced it slightly, but the shoe still provides perfect performance with more comfort. And then we got talking about materials, either synthetic leather or real leather. I personally prefer synthetic leather because it doesn't stretch. So then you get the perfect performance fit and the shoe doesn't start to slop around. That's why we used synthetic leather. We built a new tongue into this shoe, one that's breathable. You sweat a lot in a climbing shoe, and I personally found that this is a no-brainer. And it's stretchable. Then we stitched it at the side and to the front so that it doesn't crease when you slip into the shoe. And thus you get a super fit when you're in the shoe. When it came to the lacing, naturally we changed quite a bit compared to the old Quantum. Firstly, we moved the start of the laces forward. This creates a more harmonious line of bend when you're standing on small holds. Furthermore, we developed a speed lacing system. When you're wearing the shoes and you're on the rock face, you can lash up the shoe more exactly and get climbing much quicker. And ultimately, that's what it's all about. So that's the new Quantum. And I must honestly say I'm very proud of it, and I hope that a lot of people have a great deal of fun with it.